English Leap Podcast.
From Speak English with Class.
Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another gentle episode of the Slow English podcast series. Your calm corner to listen, learn, and relax in slow, simple English. I'm Krystal, and today I'm smiling as I say this because I'm going to take you with me back to a very special day in my life. A proud day, a day with some small mess, some big emotions, and a lot of photos. Today, I'll tell you the story of my graduation day. Now, this is a real story. It happened a while ago, but I remember it so clearly, like it was just yesterday. The clothes I wore, the way my heart beat faster in the morning, the quiet moment I looked in the mirror and whispered, "You made it here." I'll share it all with you, the nervous parts, the funny parts, and the moment I heard my name and stepped onto that big stage. Don't worry, I'll speak slowly, clearly, just like always. This episode is for A2 English learners. That means the words are simple, the sentences are short, and the pace is calm. You can just listen. Let the words float to you, like soft music in your ears. So, are you ready? Sit back. Maybe grab a cup of tea, and let's go back in time to a bright, warm morning, the day I graduated. I woke up early that day, earlier than usual. But the truth is, I didn't really sleep at all. I spent the whole night tossing and turning in bed. One side, then the other, flipping my pillow, pulling the blanket up, then kicking it off again. My body was tired, but my mind? My mind was wide awake. I was anxious, not scared. Just full of energy I didn't ask for. Like when you feel too excited and too nervous at the same time. That was me. My brain was thinking all kinds of thoughts. What if I trip on the stage? What if I forget to shake hands? What if my hair looks weird in the pictures? It sounds funny now. But that night, those little thoughts felt huge. I looked at the clock again and again. 1 a.m., 2:30, 3:45, and finally, at 5:30, I gave up. The sky outside was slowly turning blue. The birds were starting to sing. So I sat up in bed and looked out the window. The world was quiet, soft, peaceful. And me? I just sat there cross-legged on my bed, breathing slowly and feeling that mix of nerves and joy. You know that feeling, like something big is coming? That's called anticipation. And that morning, I could feel it in my chest. I was tired. Yes, but I was ready. So I whispered to myself, "Let's go. It's time." I walked slowly to the bathroom. The tiles were cold under my feet. I turned on the light and looked at my face in the mirror. Not bad. A little tired, yes, but not terrible. I brushed my teeth, washed my face, and then I stood there for a moment, just breathing. I whispered to myself again, "You're okay. It's a big day. You've got this." After that, I opened my wardrobe. And there it was, my graduation outfit, hanging neatly, waiting for me. Black gown, long sleeves, a soft cap with a flat square on top. That's called a mortarboard. Sounds funny, right? I ran my fingers over the fabric. It felt smooth and a little heavy, like it knew today was important. I didn't put it on yet. First, I wore a simple dress underneath, light pink with tiny white flowers. Then I sat down to do my hair. Now, here's something you should know. I'm not very good at hair. I can't braid, I can't curl. But that morning, I tried my best. I used a bit of mousse, the soft foam that makes your hair behave, and brushed it back into a clean ponytail. Not perfect, but good enough. Next, a little lip balm, and a pair of small earrings my mom gave me when I turned 18. They were silver with tiny stars on them. I remember holding them in my hand for a second, just smiling. They made me feel calm, like a little piece of home was with me, even though my family was still in the sky, flying from Carolina to London to be with me on this big day. By now, the house was starting to wake up. I heard my roommate in the kitchen, the kettle boiling, a soft clink of dishes. She was always up early, especially on big days like this. And I knew it was time to get dressed, time to take one deep breath and step into the moment I had been waiting for. I walked into the kitchen. The light was soft. The air smelled like toast. My roommate was there, wearing her favorite green hoodie, making breakfast. She smiled when she saw me. "Big day," she said. I smiled back and nodded. Yeah, big day. She gave me a plate with 2 slices of toast and a boiled egg. Simple, but perfect. I sat down at the table and took a bite. I wasn't very hungry, but I knew I needed to eat something. My stomach was full of butterflies. That nervous feeling when something important is about to happen. That's what we call having butterflies in your stomach. She poured me some tea, mint tea, my favorite. We didn't talk much, just quiet sips, soft smiles, and a little music playing in the background. It felt calm. And then, my phone buzzed. It was a message from my dad. "We just landed. Can't wait to see you." I held the phone close to my chest and smiled. They were here, from North Carolina, all the way to London. They made it, and suddenly, everything felt more real, more big, more special. I finished my tea, took a deep breath, and looked at the clock. It was time to go. I grabbed my bag, my phone, and my cap. My gown was folded over my arm. My roommate gave me a small hug at the door. "Go shine," she said. I smiled. My heart was beating a little faster now. Outside, the air was cool. Not cold, just the kind of weather that wakes you up. The sky was blue, with soft white clouds floating slowly above the buildings. The streets were not too busy. A few people walking. A cyclist passed by with music playing from his backpack. I walked slowly to the train station. I didn't want to rush. Every step felt special. It was just 2 stops away, the University Hall. But during that short ride, I looked at my reflection in the train window, and I whispered again, "You're okay. You're ready." When I arrived at the station near the university, I stepped out and saw something that made me laugh quietly. A whole group of students, all wearing the same black gown and funny cap. Some were smiling, some looked nervous. A few were fixing their hair right there on the street. It made me feel better. I wasn't alone. We were all in this together. I followed the signs to the graduation hall. My shoes made soft sounds on the stone walkway. And in the distance, I saw it. The big building with tall glass doors, balloons outside, and people taking pictures already. And then, right there, I spotted them. My mom waving, my dad holding his phone up to take a video. They saw me. I saw them. And suddenly, my eyes filled with tears. But the happy kind. I walked toward them slowly, almost like I couldn't believe they were really there. My mom opened her arms. I leaned in for a long hug. "You made it," I whispered. She smiled. "Of course we did." My dad gave me a pat on the shoulder, strong but gentle. "You look proud," he said. "I feel proud," I replied. We took a few photos outside, one with my gown still folded, one with my cap a little crooked, and one where we were just laughing, not even posing. Then it was time to go in. The hall was big. Bright lights above, rows and rows of chairs below. Each seat had a name tag. I found mine, third row from the front. I sat down, straightened my dress, and took a deep breath. Other students were arriving too. Some were whispering. Some were fixing their caps. The room buzzed with a quiet kind of excitement, like everyone's heart was beating a little faster than usual. I looked around. The tall stage, the microphone, the big screen showing names, the flowers on the side. It was all real. I was really here. Then music started, soft at first, then louder. We all stood up. The ceremony had begun. A professor walked on stage and gave a small welcome. Then came a few speeches, kind, warm, full of big words and even bigger emotions. And then they started calling names, one by one, and I knew. Mine would come soon. My fingers were shaking just a little. I kept my eyes on the screen, waiting, breathing. And then I heard it. Krystal Bennett. Krystal Bennett. That was me. My heart jumped. My hands went cold, not from fear, just from the bigness of the moment. I stood up slowly, fixed my gown, and walked toward the stage. Step by step, I could hear the soft clapping. I could feel my shoes on the wooden floor. My breath felt louder in my ears than the music. I reached the stairs, climbed them one at a time. And then, there I was, on the stage. I smiled at the person handing out the certificates. He smiled back, held out his hand, and said, "Congratulations." I took the certificate gently, shook his hand, and whispered, "Thank you." Then, I turned to face the audience, and I saw them. My parents, way in the back, standing to get a better view. My mom had her hands over her mouth. My dad? He had his phone up, recording the whole thing. I smiled again, a little wider this time. One photo was taken on stage. Flash. Done. And just like that, it was over. I walked down the steps and back to my seat. Heart still racing. But I felt different now, like something inside me had shifted. I had done it. Years of classes, projects, late nights and early mornings, all leading to this one walk across a stage. I sat back down, holding my certificate like it was made of gold. And quietly, I let out a small breath I didn't know I had been holding. After the ceremony, we all walked outside, into the bright afternoon sun. The sky was clear, the kind of blue that feels like a gift. And there they were, my parents, my little brother, waving at me from across the crowd. I ran to them in my gown with my cap a little crooked, and we hugged like we hadn't seen each other in years. My mom held my face and said, "You did it." My dad? He just smiled. He doesn't say much, but that smile said everything. We took pictures under the big university sign. Some of them were blurry, because we couldn't stop laughing. At one point, the wind blew my cap right off my head. It landed in the bushes. My brother shouted, "Graduation emergency!" and jumped in to get it. We all laughed so hard, my stomach actually hurt. Later that evening, we had a small dinner, just the four of us. Nothing fancy, just warm food, soft light, and quiet joy. And that night, when I finally lay down in bed, I felt tired, but full. Not just full of food, full of emotion, proud, grateful, changed. That day, something shifted. I wasn't just a student anymore. I was a graduate. And I knew deep down that no matter where life takes me next, this moment, it will always stay with me.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.